Hello everybody and welcome to this first live virtual open event here at the Northern School of Art in the Middlesbrough campus. My name is Liam Bradley and I'm the recruitment manager. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the college before we move on to other colleagues and key business support staff throughout the rest of the open day. So some of you will be thinking, particularly for those that are starting this September, feeling a little bit anxious, a bit nervous about starting with the pandemic. But what I can tell you is that we've been working really hard to ensure that the environment here is very safe, working with government guidelines, with unions and colleagues to make sure that everything's put in place to make sure that social distancing is adhered to. In terms of teaching and learning, we have the studios that will all be kind of set up for social distancing, so face-to-face teaching will still be happening. We will be moving to some online teaching and learning, but not too much. And this will only be implemented for as long as we have to do it. And we hope to resume back to full-on face-to-face teaching as soon as we can. So now I want to tell you about the creative economy and to give you a bit of reassurance. Now, quite often when we are out on the ground and we're going to parents' evenings and options events and things like that, one of the common things that comes up is that there's no jobs in art and design, or they don't really lead to kind of fulfilling or rewarding careers. And in actual fact, that's not true. The creative industry is absolutely booming, and it's the only kind of sector which has continued to grow even despite the recession. So if you are thinking about doing a creative job in the future, you will be joining a vibrant economy, and there'll also be jobs in the future that haven't even been kind of considered yet that will place creativity as its centre focus. We've got some interesting facts and figures here just to kind of reinforce the message about how big it's growing. So 1 in 11 jobs at the moment is a creative one, which is huge. And in terms of money, over £101 billion is contributed into the UK economy every year. And that's the latest figures from the DCMS. And also in the North East, anybody living in the North East, that is also growing a lot. So in the North East in particular, it grew by 47%. So this just gives you an idea of some of the jobs that you can go into. There's absolutely loads, and this isn't all of them. But we have courses at the college that can go into lots of different areas, whether you're interested in TV and film, whether you want to become a tattoo artist, or go into teaching, or become a graphic designer, go into web design, games design, photography, become an architect, you name it. There's absolutely loads, and I will tell you a little bit later some of the courses that we offer here. We're very excited at the moment because next year we will be moving into a brand new building. So we will be relocating from where we are currently at Green Lane, and we will be going into the town centre in Middlesbrough, just near the bus station. So work on that will be starting very, very soon. And it's a brand new building which will be fully kitted out with also lots of other different pieces of new kit. And this will be much better for us. It will be an improved learning experience, and there'll be lots of flexibility for us to do different ways of learning and teaching, but also put on new courses as well, such as acting, which we're really excited about. Some of the reasons to study with us. Now, I did say earlier that we are quite different compared to other colleges. And one of the main reasons is we're a specialist art and design institution, so we're only one of 2 independent art colleges in the country. We've been around for over 140 years, just specialising in art and design. When students come into our community, they are with like-minded people. They are taught by artists and designers, people that are still involved in the industry in some way. We treat everybody as an individual. We're much smaller compared to other colleges, so we really do get to know you on an individual basis. Our student support here is absolutely second to none, and you will hear from our student services manager a bit later about the services that we provide there. We also teach people traditional and digital skills. And when you come to us, hopefully a little bit later in the year at a physical open day, you'll be able to see some of the industry standard kit that we have here, such as our industry standard sewing machines and the facilities that we have in photography, and also the latest Adobe software when you're designing things in graphics or you're kind of doing games design or animation as well. We've got this accreditation by Matrix. Now you probably won't understand what that is, but this is kind of a rubber stamp of approval to say that we do excellently in terms of preparing people for employment. There's lots of different ways we do that through your course here, whether that is you responding to live briefs from real companies, whether it's you going over to our Hartlepool site, which is our university level campus, to get a feel for what it's like as a HE student. Support, guidance with your portfolio. You can earn extra qualifications in health and safety as well. We help you with CV development. There's lots and lots of different things, and you have a progression pack when you start with us, so that by the time you leave, you've got the confidence to kind of move on to the next step, which is what we want. Bus routes. Now, getting to the campus is really easy, and we are seeing students come to us from all over the Tees Valley, even outside of the Tees Valley as well. So we're running bus routes from places like Darlington, from Stockton, from Northallerton, from Hartlepool, and next year we are looking to extend our routes from places like Washington, from Spennymoor, Bishop Auckland, and when we move into the new campus at the middle of Middlesbrough, it'll be quite easy to use a train as well if you want to. All of our transport on the buses is currently free, and we'll be looking to put on a similar offer for September 2021 as well. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the different course offerings that we have here. When somebody's thinking about studying to us, you're kind of put into two different camps. So do you want to be somebody that wants to study a more vocational route? Or are you more somebody that wants to kind of be a little bit more academic and keep your options open? No courses are lesser than the other. Exactly the kind of same kind of outcomes in terms of your kind of qualifications and what they're equivalent to. Down the diploma route are our extended diplomas. So each of these courses are all equivalent to doing 3 full A-levels. Actually, they're a little bit more than that. And you can focus on a particular area. So you can do things like fashion, film and TV, graphics or photography. So you're basically doing that subject all of the time for a full 2-year period. And they're a very substantial course, these, and they're all assessed by coursework. There's no examinations, which is pleasing to some people. All of the courses here are awarded by University of the Arts London as well, which have all been designed by artists and designers, and the skills and techniques you learn are all current and relevant, which is good. The other route is our A-level pathway. So by the end of doing the A-level pathway, you'll come out with 3 A-levels, but what you do at the very start of your A-level pathway is you're introduced to an holistic kind of experience. So we will encourage you to have a go at 4 different subject areas. So that's graphics, it's textiles, fine art and photography. Then when you move into the second year, you will choose 2 of those creative subjects to make it a full A-level. Alongside that, for the 2 years, you've got the option to do either English or history of art, and you'll do that for 2 years. Okay, so by the time you've finished, you've got 3 full A-levels there. We also offer 2 other courses which aren't for our traditional school leavers. These are more for kind of the mature market, or people that have just left their sixth form colleges, who might not have necessarily gone into art and design but are looking to do a degree in the future. So we do a foundation diploma, which is more of a diagnostic programme. It introduces you to different art and design specialisms, and then you can choose kind of one specialism after Christmas where you really focus on developing your portfolio. The Access to Higher Education course is traditionally for 19+ students. It's a level 3 programme. You do that over 2.5 days a week, so it's quite good for people that have got other commitments as well. And again, it's about kind of tailoring your area of interest and building up a portfolio. So we really do support students in applying for university and giving them advice and guidance on their portfolio. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the entry requirements, but our entry requirements do vary, kind of depending on which route you go down. So with our diplomas, we look for 4 GCSEs at 4 or above. For our A-levels, we look at 5 GCSEs at 4 or above. Now, there is more information on our website, which I'd really actively encourage you to go and see and read up more information on the courses. Alongside the kind of qualification GCSEs that you need, we would invite everybody in for an interview, and that can scare some people off quite a bit. It's more of a progression tutorial, and it's about establishing the right route for you. Do you want to be down the diploma or the A-level route? What are your end goals? What's your ambitions? What do you want to do at university? You might not know yet, which is totally fine, because we do have courses for people that are a bit unsure as well. And we'll ask you to bring some samples of work that you've maybe done in your GCSEs, or you're still doing, or something that you've done at home. Photographs, sketches, you know, a little kind of moving image that you might have done on your cameras. Anything like that, it all helps just to kind of paint a picture of who you are as a creative. Over at Hartlepool, you may have heard, is our university level campus. Now, we get a lot of students coming to us in Middlesbrough. In fact, we send the highest percentage of students onto university, which is amazing. And we do get a high proportion that will go over to our Hartlepool site and stay with us for an extra 3 years to get a full BA honours degree in a specialist subject. We also have students that go off and they'll move out of the area and go to universities there, which is great. Over at our Hartlepool site, we have a brand new building as well as old Victorian buildings as well, and it's a very unique teaching and learning experience over there. It's all kitted out with industry standard equipment. Again, you're taught by practicing artists and designers. We have one of the best employability ratings over at Hartlepool. So at the moment, it averages 96% of leavers go into jobs or further education, which is superb. And we've also got gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework, which kind of indicates the level of teaching and learning that we offer over there. So we will give you lots of support. You'll have the opportunity to go over to Hartlepool, see what it's like, and we have open days that we actively encourage everybody to attend, and it doesn't matter which stage of your life you're at the moment, if you want to go and have a little nosy. If you are interested in studying with us and you've had a look at the information on our website and you look at the rest of what we've got on offer in this virtual open event, we would actively encourage you to make an application. You're not committing yourself, you're just expressing an interest in studying with us, and you can apply online. It's very straightforward. We just ask for a couple of your details, and then we will make a telephone call, we'll send you an email to ask for a bit more information. We might ask you to send some examples of your work to us, which is great, and then we'll give you an offer if we feel as though that this is the place for you to study. And then the last stage is enrolment in the summer, where we'll send you out a summer enrolment pack and we give you information on what will happen in induction and things like that. But in the next slide, which is my last one, is the summer show. Now, this is a huge celebration for us because at the end of the year, in June, when our academic term finishes, we basically turn the campus into a college-wide art gallery which is open to all the members of the public. We get people from industry coming in as well to see work that everyone's done. It's all the final major pieces, and we have some superb pieces that you really need to see. Obviously, with social distancing and the pandemic this year, we haven't done a physical show, but we are working on producing something online so you can have a look to see what our students have been up to. But save the date, it is in June. There's more information in our prospectus on the exact dates. And we invite everybody in. If you've registered an open day, we'll send you an email to invite you closer at the time.
Got such a good reputation, there was nowhere else compared.
It's so free, like honestly the creativity is nuts. There's a lot of support and tutoring and guidance.
Created work that I never thought I could.
Oh, it feels amazing. It feels like all my hard work's gone to something.
I just wanted to study art, I didn't want to do any other subjects, and the minute I walked in fine art I was like, this is for me.
You can see your work, everyone's looking at it. It's quite a proud moment, to be honest.
Being like surrounded by other creative people so you can like inspire each other.
The tutors are so nice and they just like get you going in the right direction.
Just be brave with your choices, nothing's ever really wrong. If you can make it look good, it looks good. If you've got confidence in what you do, then do it.
What you'll hear next is from my colleague Stuart. He will show you around the campus on some of the key areas there, and then we'll move into hearing from our student services team. Thanks very much.
Hello, my name's Stuart and I work here at the Northern School of Art. We're going to take you on a virtual tour today around some of the facilities that we've got here. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll go and see what we've got. So have a look. So it's important to know before we start our tour that the facilities that I'm about to show you today on our virtual open day will be changing very soon because we're getting this brand new building, as you've probably been told so far on the open day. Now this opens in 2021, so if you're a student that's going to be studying there, then take note that the facilities that I'll show you today are just going to be the same, but they're just going to be brand new and in this building instead. Okay, so although the room might look different when it's in this building, the facilities and the machines and the equipment will all be the same. Okay, so let's get this tour started. So this is the 3D workshop. Now the 3D workshop is comprised of two different sections. So we've got the machine area and we've also got the bench area as well. So in the machine area we've got machines that as you as a student can use once you've been inducted, which they are the pillar drills, the belt sanders and the bandsaws. And we've also got machines that our staff can use on your behalf, such as the lathes and the planers, and behind us we've got the 3D CNC machine, which is an amazing piece of kit. And next door we have the bench shop, which is where you put everything together and you paint everything. Now that's comprised of various benches, and you've got the laser cutter in there, you've got a vac former and a spray booth. So we have got everything you need to make your items that you've designed on your course. Also on each different course there might be a technician on hand to help you. So on 3D we've got a technician who is here in the workshop pretty much every day to help you with any technical things to do with your projects. And the same can be said with photography. The photography have their own technicians. We've got textiles and fine art, they've got their own technicians as well. And lots of the other courses do as well. And they're for the technical help on your projects. So that's it for here. We'll move on to next. So here we've got the art box, and the art box is a very cheap resource for yourself. So you can buy various materials here, including our very own Northern School of Art hoodies. We've got some sketchbooks, we've got paper, card, paintbrushes, inks, we've got glue, we've got a mug, Northern School of Art mug if you really want to take a drink out as well. So we've got various different things that you can buy here, and it's really cheap as well, which is great for yourself. You probably won't find it cheaper anywhere else, which is great. So we'll move on. So just a quick visit to our art cafe. Now in here we serve hot food, cold food on a day-to-day basis, things like drinks and snacks as well. At a really good price, so really reasonable, and also it's really nice as well. So this is where you come at dinner time and just chill out with your mates. You can also come down here at any time and do a little bit of work as well if you wanted to. That option's there for you. Alright, so we'll move on to the next place. I absolutely love going through them doors. Right, so this is the dark room. Now photography use this space quite a lot. Now this is a really nice facility that we've got on site. Now this is where you develop your photographs from film. So there's traditional ways. So not everything is digital on our course. And we teach you the really traditional skills of developing your own photographs. So you may even use a Pringle tube as a camera and then go out and take a photo with it, and then come back in here and develop that film. So you've not only made the camera yourself, you've also developed that photograph from it. So it's a really nice facility, and I'm going to move on. So follow me. So this is the film and photography studio. I'm just going to take a seat on this really nice stool. Now in here, as you can see, we've got the green screen, which is an amazing piece of kit to use on film. We've also got all the equipment that you need to use on your course, and that can just be lent out to you. So like this light stand. We've also got the other backgrounds as well for your photography shoots. So for example, if you want to go into fashion photography, you can do a fashion shoot against that background, and it'll really make your images stand out a lot. We've also got little booths in here, you can't see, they're just off the camera, which is where we do our animation as well. So if you're on interactive design, then you will come in here and you will make your clay models, animate them using our little booths. Now they really help because you can put all the lights and things in there and take your photographs and create your animations. So it's a really nice joint area that we can use. So although I'm really enjoying sat down, we're going to move on to our next place. So follow me. So welcome to Textiles. Now Textiles have their workshop in the same studio. So as you can see behind me, they've got the rolling mills, we've got various equipment. They do lots of screen printing on this course as well, that can all be seen behind us. So it's a really nice creative atmosphere in here, where they create all sorts of really nice cool stuff out of textiles and ceramics and things like that. So talking about ceramics, we're actually going to go across the corridor and have a look in the ceramic studio, so follow me. So this is our ceramic studio. Now our ceramic studio gets used by not only textiles but also fine art, some of foundation as well, alongside any other course that might think that they need to use it, a bit like art and design as well, art and design use it. So in here we do lots of different things to do with creating things out of clays in lots of different techniques. So we do things like casting, we do moulding as well, but we've also got the glazes that we use that we also fire in the kiln. So your ceramic things that you've made go in the kiln. Now we've got a technician on hand to help you on this course as well. So it's a really nice facility to have here. And this will be, like I've said before, it will be taken over to the new building. So this is our library. Now in our library we've got various books. We've got over 25,000 books across this site and our Hartlepool degree campus. We share them out. So if there's a book over there, we can certainly bring it over here to help you with your research. So research is a very big thing, part of your projects you'll do. Not everything can be found online. Quite a lot of things can be found in our books. Now there's a lot of art books, design books in there that will really help you with your projects. But we've also got things like journals, we've got things like design magazines as well. And our library staff, if you can't find what you're looking for, will certainly do their best to try and get it for you. Okay, so that's the library, and that's a really good facility to use on site. So there we go. So we'll move on. So that concludes our tour of our campus. So thank you for following me around. I hope that really gives you a bit of an insight into what it's like to study here with our facilities. Now, if you're in year 11, hopefully we'll see you in September. If you're in year 10 or below, then we'll hopefully see you in a few years' time. But in the meantime, keep up to date on our social media, on our, if you've got any questions, ask the live chat on our website, where you can just text questions to us. You can email us, you can ring us up, and me and the team, me and the recruitment team, also go to your schools as well. So if you see us at your careers fairs, if you see us at our parents' evenings, then do come over and have a bit of a chat with us, because we can certainly have a chat about any questions that you've got about studying here. All right. So thank you for watching, and I'll pass you on to the next phase of the Open Day. So thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Teresa and I'm the manager of the student services here at the Northern School of Art. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the support that we offer our students whilst they're studying with us. Okay, the student services team at the Northern School of Art are here to provide our students with any support that they require throughout the whole of their learner journey with us. We provide support around all issues apart from academic issues, but we do work very closely with the academic staff to try and resolve any problems or little niggles that occur while students are with us. So we provide a wide range of advice, guidance and support over a wide range of issues, as you can see from the list on the PowerPoint presentation there. We provide advice and guidance around finances, so that can be helping our students manage their money more effectively, or it could be giving them advice on how to apply for student finance if they're moving on to HE. We also, for our students that have got any disabilities or health conditions, we will give them any advice or support that they need around managing that disability whilst they're studying with us, but also looking at the learning environment, making sure that we've got any reasonable adjustments that are required in the studios and in the classrooms. We've also got a learning support team to help our students who may have learning difficulties or additional needs within the classroom, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. We'll also have facilities to be able to support our students with any mental health issues or more emotional issues, one example of which is our counselling service, and again I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. We offer advice and guidance around wellbeing, so the things that we would cover that would come under that banner would be things like advice around nutrition, sleeping well, which is a big issue for some of our students, advice around things like drugs, alcohol, sexual health, those types of things. We also, like every single member of staff, have responsibilities around safeguarding, but we also make sure that our students know how to keep themselves safe and also what to do if they've got a concern about themselves or any other member of the school community. We can also offer a sort of advice and guidance around worries at home and living arrangements. So, for example, if students are living independently, we can offer support around that as well. We also do offer advice around relationships, and also we have support. We work quite closely with Hart Gables to give support for our LGBTQ plus students. Also transport, we can give advice on travel to and from the school. So as you can see, we offer a wide range of support, from emotional support to very practical advice and guidance. So just to tell you a little bit more about some of our services, quite a high proportion of our students do have dyslexia. So we provide specialist support around dyslexia. We offer dyslexia screening and then one-to-one specialist tuition, which can include things around reading skills, spelling strategies, how to plan and organise work. But that's very much based on an individual basis. Students would have an assessment with our support tutor, and then they would have a learning programme specific for their needs. We also have a dedicated additional learning support team, which is led by our special educational needs coordinator, and that team will work with identified students on a one-to-one or small group work basis. They work inside the studios and classroom, but they also work outside the studios and classrooms as well, to provide, where needed, social, emotional and behavioural support as well. For our students that need a little bit more support in actually starting school with us, we do provide transition support, and if anybody would like to take advantage of that, that might include things like a one-to-one tour of the school, meeting key staff. If anybody would like any more information on that, there will be contact details at the end of the presentation. So we also have a counselling service within the school to provide a little bit more emotional support for those students that need it. It is a private and confidential service which is open to all, and students don't have to have accessed counselling before in the past. Again, it's assessment based to make sure that it is the right service for our students. That is available on site and is easily accessible. So students can just access that by coming to student services. Sometimes our students come to us with a little bit more in-depth issue or something that's a little bit more complicated, that we would work with other organisations to make sure that they get specialist support that they need, because we do acknowledge we can't be experts in everything, so we do pride ourselves on getting the right kind of support for our students. So these are some of the organisations that we work with to support our students in those areas. So as you can see, I mentioned Hart Gables before, who provide support for our LGBTQ plus students. Also organisations like the police, we work with Middlesbrough Council, with CAMS for mental health support, etc. So a wide range of organisations that we work with. So thank you for listening. The Student Services team, if you've got any queries, issues or worries, the team are a good starting place to, ask those questions. The contact details are on there. Please contact us about anything at all, and we will try and help you. And hopefully we'll see you in person soon. Thank you.
I am one of the lecturers on the visual arts pathway of the A-level, so this is predominantly looking at the relationships between fine art and photography. So potentially in the second year you could have an A-level in either photography or fine art, but you will have explored the relationships between the two. This is a start of a sketchbook which is running alongside the personal investigations unit, which is the first unit which gets assessed, which is 60% of the marks. So our students have just started this just before lockdown, so they started off with quite a few ideas generating techniques. So this is looking at some line, it's looking at some tonal values, some tonal photography, potentially some tonal drawing, potentially some digital painting. So they're very explorative ideas in terms of getting them ready to think about what their actual statement of intent will be. And that's kind of like saying what you want to do, how you're going to do it, your initial starting point, your little map, your little journey pathway. So at the moment the links are quite disjointed as the student starts to prepare for what they want to do. After some of those initial ideas, this student's starting to explore the idea of exhibitions in unusual spaces, and this is a backstreet project. So it's not quite flowing just as yet, but they're still been exploring lots of different ideas.
Please ignore the mess on the floor, it's covered in wig hair. I'm going to Hoover. But I've got my mind maps, and the formal elements are going to go there, and then there's the creative process. I think I need to print that out. I've got my Sally Mann, I just need to do my response to her. I've done John Blakemore, I've done Petra Collins, I've done Anna Teresa Barbosa, and Daniel Egg, whatever. I need to do the artist page for Laura Oldfield Ford, but I've started the response on that. These two pages are going to be artist analysis. I've got all of these written out. I just need to print it, annotate this. That's the work from lesson. There's these. I did a page of just continuous line practice of facial features, I guess. Finished that. I've got an annotation thing to put there. I did what's it called, planar analysis drawing of my face, and then a cross contour drawing as well, just for more line stuff, and then like experimentations with paint and the lines I can create. I'm going to do that structures mind map, but my printer has decided it doesn't like coloured ink, so we haven't ordered new stuff, so I can't actually print out the pictures I took for the tonal thing yet. So I'm gonna do the drawings and that, but I won't be able to stick them in till we get the printer sorted and I can lay it out how I want it to. But yeah, good stuff.
So I'm a pet portrait artist and textiles designer maker, and my creative journey began in 2011 when I enrolled on the textiles course at the Northern School of Arts Middlesbrough campus. I can remember in the first couple of days, first couple of weeks, knowing that this was definitely the place that I wanted to remain studying at. The campus itself is quite small, but that means that it's really tight-knit. There's a really mixed bag of people that go there. All of the tutors are all industry professionals, so that's amazing to gain real insight into the real creative industries. I can remember doing loads and loads and loads of different textiles techniques in the first couple of weeks, some of which I didn't even know existed in textiles until I started the course. The design briefs throughout my time studying there were always sort of very much open to interpretation, so you were always encouraged to explore an avenue that you were interested in, or explore a textiles technique that you were interested in as much depth as you wanted. The tutors were always there for me and everybody else. If you had a problem, they were there. The one-on-one tutor time is really high. You're quite closely linked with other tutors as well, so I was very much interested in fashion, so I was always kind of up and down the fashion studios as well, and like asking their tutors for help and advice. All of the tutors are all industry professionals, so that really is invaluable to you if you are serious about a career in the design industry. I really wouldn't have got to a position where I am now had I not gone to the Northern School of Art. I definitely still feel the support of my tutors and other tutors that I know from different courses, even in small ways, just through social media support, things like that. It's always felt like a really sort of creative, family orientated place to be, and I know that that continues well into the future because I've worked with people who graduated from the Northern School of Art 10, 20 years ago, and their creative networks are all still really strong and still very much kind of in appreciation of the Northern School of Art, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to be online all day today on my design account, so if anybody has any questions they might like to ask me, I'm more than happy to answer them and try and help you, give you some advice. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the virtual open day.